Hey, back again. You stumbled across me for a reason. Anyway, um, here to whine and bitch and complain about everything and anything. Oh, haven't posted in 4 days because actually I made a lot of videos at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning because I can't sleep. Yeah, I'm not going to post them because even I have standards as low as they may be, and how honest I could be. Oh, that wasn't good. That wasn't good in any way. Oh, I had a night or two that I just took one Ambien and a Tylenol PM and slept for 3-4 hours, which is pretty good, and thought, oh, this is going to be easier than I thought. So the next night, took a hydroxyzine and a Tylenol PM and laid there. So I took another Tylenol PM and fell asleep, didn't have the best sleep, had a lot of weird dreams, and of course it's always my exes in my dreams. Ugh. So, and my parents. Great for me. And then the last 4 nights, I've slept an hour. I've sort of dozed off and half awake, half asleep for another hour. Fuck. It's so hard not being able to sleep. I've started turning the TV set off. I leave my phone on for 20 minutes, turn it to face away just so I could hear it a little bit. And that, I think, helps. It's just really difficult. And having been on sleeping pills for 10 years and never getting more than 3 to 4 hours a night, fuck. It's just grueling. And when your emotions are just unstable and you're sorting through 10, 12 years or 2 decades of shit that you've managed to shove into a closet, shut the door, and thought, I'm going to come back and clean that out. And then all of a sudden you realize you have to do it, whether you want to or not. And fuck. You start pulling shit out, you start looking at the end, then you sort of wish you hadn't, because anyone with ADHD and obsessive compulsive and intrusive ruminating thoughts will tell you. You blame yourself for everything. You feel everyone's shit. And I don't mind. I want people to let me in and feel that it makes you feel like you're trusted and they place value in you. But when you're going through shit and people start saying, you're acting really different. Been telling you for months that I'm coming off of stuff, and don't remember. Am I inconveniencing your life by dealing with my shit and being maybe, I try not to be needy. Someone, I asked them at one point, not too long ago, maybe about 9 months ago, maybe a year, I said, do you really think I'm that much? And without a beat, that they said, you can be really needy. Yeah, I can be, but I'm so careful not to be. But then my idea of needy and someone else's obviously are two different definitions. And the fact that people are thinking something and feeling something towards you or your behavior or whatever, and they don't tell you until you've done something or it's built up and you are completely unaware of it. And it's like waking up in a parallel universe. And anyone coming off Medicaid, I obviously should have weaned myself down, but that's not what I do. It's all or nothing, and it's everything at once. It was a bad month to stop sniffing glue. I'm only kidding. I have no glue to sniff. I talk too much. I think everyone that knows me knows that. I'm constantly monitoring someone's expression, someone's body language, whether they have their arms crossed, whether they're sitting forward, whether they're looking a different way. It's like a computer. My mind is constantly assessing people and what I think they're thinking that I'm thinking, if that makes sense. It is exhausting. And always blaming yourself for anything and feeling responsible for trying to fix whatever feeling you're feeling. And it all could be avoided if someone just says, it's like, I'm just not feeling that good today, blah, blah, blah. Or could you tone it down? You're sort of too much for me right now, whatever. But to not tell someone something is just so, I don't know. It's dismissive. It's hurtful. It's, I don't know. It just drives me crazy. I don't expect from people what I'm prepared to give and do for them. And I do it very willingly and thankfully. I love and need to have people that need me. Is that codependent? The last 6 months have, it's been a growing experience. And, I've looked at my behavior, and some of it I'm not happy about. A lot of it's other people I'm not happy with. Lack of communication. I don't understand. And oh, fuck. The last 3 days, it's just been bouncing in my head, and fuck. It sucks. Because there is no answer. And when you wait for someone to give you an answer, you're going to have a problem. And I'm adjusting my way I do things and just letting people and things go. I do the best I can, and if I'm not doing the best for someone, then tell me. If someone's doing something that bothers me, I have a pretty high tolerance for stuff, but what happens is it builds up. And when it builds up, it'll be one little thing. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. And the fucking floodgates open. And then I feel like I'm a crazy person. Because people just look and go, what the fuck? Oh, what's wrong with him? And being off the medications, like they blame that. And I can't ask for anything from anyone. I've learned not to. The last 6 months it's been good and it's been bad. It's been lonely. It's been really lonely. And I have dreams. My neighbor, first real intense first love, grew up next door to each other, and it was a weird thing. He was a year older than me, and he went to school in New York, so didn't see him that much for me. So we had a good time, and we were just always close. And then life happens. I moved to New Orleans, I moved to New York, I moved to Las Vegas, I moved to Beverly Hills, I moved to Montserrat. And on Facebook, I started looking for my other neighbor, Kathy. She was such a wonderful person. And I kept having the thought and dreams, okay, this is what happened. Longer is longer. I was dating my other neighbor and back. We kept it all within a block. She was over a girl's house that lived a couple blocks away. And Kathy and I went over to see what was going on. And Susan answered the door, and Susan, I think, liked me. She'd kick me. She'd kick, like hard kick, like bleeding kick. Uh, went to the door, she answered it, and I'm standing there with Kathy, and she's like, you could come in, he can't. Well, that bothered me a little bit, but it is what it is. And she stood there and she's like, no, I'm good. If he can't come in, out of here. And we went back and we hung out. And her standing up for me, I think she was one of maybe one or two people that stood up for me. And just, it came so natural. It wasn't for any other reason than it's what someone should do. And I never got to thank her. And when I got out of the town I grew up in, I never looked back. High school was pain. Junior high was worse. I was bullied, and we moved when I was in 6th grade from a little town in New Jersey, Linden, then moved to Cranford, and went from a school that was 2 blocks away from my house that my mother was class 1 there. Everyone knew, to a place that had a middle school, and you changed things, and there was 500 kids, and completely fucked me up. And not to have, I was lucky that I had Kathy and Lisa, and they were my neighbors. But kids just hone in on differences, and I was never an aggressive kid. If I had to do all over again, oh Jesus Christ, I'd fucking beat the shit out of some of these kids, and I should have, but I didn't, because I was insecure. If you're 12 years old, you look horrible, you're getting acne, So 6th grade was horrible. 7th wasn't too much better. 8th was, and then 9th into high school, so it's starting all over again. To be afraid that when your mother comes to pick you up at school, because we live like 2 miles away, that one of the kids was going to say it. That, God, it's like living in constant fear. And another time, tell you a story, a couple stories, but I digress. Anyway, point of this was, everyone, I hope, has at least one, or hopefully more, but at least one person that gave them a little flicker of light that made the difference of being able to get through another day. So long story longer, couldn't find her. Ended up on Facebook. A lot of people, no one knew her. And then one of my friends who knew I was looking for her, that was looking also for me, told me she died the month before. like 50 years old. She was just so beautiful, and it's like first runner-up in Miss Teen New Jersey, and it just, and I never got a chance. So, point of this, if there is a point, if you have people in your life that have done something that sticks in your mind, that was a crossroads or just a torch in a dark night for you, tell them while you can. Because having to live the rest of your life and not being able to say that to someone is horrible, trust me. Kathy, wherever you are, you deserve to be in the best place. I miss you. And you made that one little thing, seriously, I'm still thinking about it fucking 40 some odd years later. I hope if you're watching this, you're seeing it for a reason. I hope you get something out of it. I hope that you don't end up where I've ended up. Life happens, you lose track of people, but don't leave things unsaid. And better to say too much and not have words and feelings and situations unfinished. It may hurt you, it may be uncomfortable, people may not appreciate it. That's simply life. But you're the one that has to live in your head. Don't have shit that's not put away and piled and rattling around loose in the back of a camper. So that's what my head feels like. Anyway, I hope someone got something out of this. If not, cheaper than $200 an hour for someone to tell me stuff I already know. Anyway, you are loved. At least by me. If that means anything. Peace. Love. Keep fighting the good fight. The world is a fucked up place. And the smallest thing sometimes will shift someone's life and stay in their head forever. Good and bad. Try to do the best you can. That's all you can do. Till Until next time.